Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing great today. Okay, I've been dropping a few updates on this ongoing Israeli-Palestinian war. And I've been trying my best to connect a few dots for us. But the greatest of all the dots that need to be connected, I believe, is in the scriptures. If you read the book of Ezekiel, chapters 38 and 39, you will understand what is unfolding right now in Israel. The war of Gog and Magog is what I see. And beyond just being a world war, one thing that should alarm you, especially if you're a Christian who has read about these things in the Bible, is that we are literally, actually now, potentially witnessing a war that will precede the time or the period of tribulation spoken of in the Bible. The period when the Antichrist officially emerges on the scene and then declares himself as the man of peace. So he becomes the only one who is going to bring peace to this situation that is spiraling out of control so quickly. As at this very moment, I have told us a few things that I see happening. I have told us that the United States of America is going to get involved. I have told us that Hezbollah is eventually going to get involved. And a bunch of other Arab nations will get involved in the long run. Now, it didn't look quite likely to some people that America will be directly involved in this, which was a no-brainer. But right now, of course, when you started seeing that Americans are part of the people who were taken hostage, you already knew that that was going to happen. So right now, America has confirmed that scores of Americans were taken hostage by Hamas. So America is not only just sending ammunition and forces to help Israel, they are going to potentially get involved because they have to go rescue Americans who were taken hostage. And in the long run, you're going to begin to hear stories about where those Americans have been moved to, whether they have left Gaza and gone to maybe Lebanon or Syria or something. Or you're going to start hearing stuff like, okay, these guys were armed by Iran, by Syria, or anyone else to do what they did. And I told you that Iran is going to be a principal target in all of this. In both Syria and Iran, people are already feeling concerned that something is going to come to them. I said it with my first video on this, and it's looking very likely right now. So basically, we have a Gog and Magog war unfolding. If you go to, I think it's Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 2, the Bible mentioned the prince of Rosh, which has been interpreted to mean Russia. It is Russia that is going to go to war, invade Israel, according to what is written in the scriptures and what has been interpreted. It's going to go with nations that were listed there that have their names changed to modern names today. Turkey was mentioned, but with a different name. I think the name in the Bible is like Meshach. I think there's Tubal, and then there's a few other names mentioned there. but the names have changed to like Turkey today, to Iran today, and then you have, I think Sudan is also even mentioned with a different name, and probably with the involvement of Tunisia, Algeria. All these nations were mentioned as the nations that will go with Russia to invade Israel. Turkey, Iran, Sudan, Tunisia, Algeria, possibly. And of course, most of the Arab nations. But you know what is very scary? While the Russia-Ukraine war was going on, the rate at which alliances were being formed between Russia and the Arab nations was unbelievable. We were all very happy that BRICS was, growing, expanding to mostly the Arab nations. And when this was happening, because everybody was tired of the warmongering attitude of the United States of America, why the war in Ukraine gave America a very bad name. Like, the opinion polls were terribly against the US and NATO with respect to the war in Ukraine. People just didn't like what was going on in their place. So many Arab nations began to jump, into the whole BRICS alliance thing. And Russia is literally like the king of BRICS. Look at the kind of tight relationship that Russia now has with Iran. Of course, Saudi Arabia has gone in. Of course, Egypt is there. Of course, Turkey is on the wait list, but of course has very good relationship with Russia. They actually just met recently. So talk about all the Arab nations you can think of. The ones who have not joined, who have not taken Russia as their big brother, are probably in the process of doing that. So Russia already is sitting atop this army of Arabs. If Russia makes a move today and say, let's go, all of them are going to go with Russia against Israel. So the army that will invade is set and ready and waiting. Little wonder, till this moment, Russia, China have not condemned Hamas's action. Why? What do you think they know? Do you think they are seeing that this is a red flag operation that was avoidable, but was intentionally allowed to happen so that the world will be driven in this direction of Magog, of mass destruction, so that the Antichrist can come? You see, red flag operations are terrible. Lives are usually lost. Properties are destroyed. Things happen. Even the military who would take action in the aftermath of a red flag operation don't get to know what happened or what is happening. They just deploy and put them there. But the guys who handle it, the intelligence agencies who handle it, they always know why these things happen. And their job is to make sure that it is as believable as possible. Could it be that Russia and China are seeing this as a red flag operation? Because there are too many questions hanging in the air, which I asked in my previous videos. How does an operation on this scale happen? And one of the finest intelligence agencies in the world didn't get to know it or see it. One of the strongest militaries in the world was kidnapping, couldn't come to the rescue of their own people for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Questions we're still waiting for answers to. Could it be that they looked at all of this and said, no, this was a red flag operation? Could it be? Whether that was the case or not, they have not condemned Hamas. And as we speak right now, America has shipped ammunition to Israel. American warship is already there in the region. It's not on its way. It's there already as we speak. And as Israel amasses about 300,000 forces for ground invasion of Gaza to enforce the siege that the Israeli defense minister has ordered, America is taking their positions on the coastal areas to make sure that no weapon is shipped into Gaza, to make sure that there is a total blockade as Gaza is leveled to the ground and Hamas is decapitated. I want you to pay attention to me, because in this, as things unfold, one, you are going to see Syria affected. I told you about Hezbollah. Hezbollah has sent missiles to Israel. Israel has responded. The point now is, are they going to keep exchanging? We don't know yet, but that exchange has already happened. You are going to see a situation where Syria is affected. Remember, America had wanted to take the current Syrian leadership down. It was Russia that went in and prevented it because of what happened in Libya. Remember, America has been fuming over Iran's partnership with Russia regarding the war in Ukraine. Iran will be directly hit with this that is unfolding right now. So these nations are going to get touched. And there will be reasons why the invasion will happen. Oh, we just found out that what happened in Israel was sponsored by Iran. There has to be an inquest. There has to be an investigation that will come out and show, look, Iran actually fully funded, supported, mobilized, and enabled these guys to do what they did to Israelis. So Iran has got to pay. And the American citizens have now been involved, taken hostage. So America isn't just going to be leaving Israel to do the job. They will work with Israel to deal with the person who inspired, motivated, and armed the guys who attacked Americans and Israelis. So every nation that is going to be touched, they will be touched with the help of Americans, working together with Israelis, and of course, the NATO countries are going to get involved. It is chaos on a scale you have never seen in your life. I don't know how old you are, how long you've lived on this earth, but you're about to witness something you've never seen since you were born. What you're watching on your TV right now is kindergarten level kind of stuff. Watch for the next 14 to 15 days from now. You will see things that will make you shut your TV, and it's going to go round. You can call me a prophet of doom or whatever you want. I am telling you what I'm telling you. And the reason I'm making this video is so that I can warn people, because once Iran is hit and Syria is touched, they are going to retaliate, and the invasion of Gog-Magog war is eventually going to happen, because these guys want everything to happen very fast. They don't want to give any room for some type of negotiations or slowing or toning things down. No, they want everything to move quickly so they can get to the final destination. So once Iran is hit, The Strait of Hormuz is going to be blocked. No movement of oil or ships through that canal, that passage. So you are going to see a situation where oil prices are going to go so high. Food shortage will become like a norm. People are going to literally die of hunger in most parts of the West and our world. It's going to be chaos on a scale you've never, mark my words today, on a scale you've never seen before. This is the best time to find a way to save raw cash. If you have precious metals, you save them. If you have any idea on how to store food for a long time, please bring it to the fore right now. Bring it to bear right now. Share your idea with people around you. Begin to store food. Begin to store food. Begin to store food. If you live in America, I've said this before, state of Texas, New York, and all the big major cities, Washington, D.C., but not just only those places. I have said it. Go and find out where are the bomb shelters in your city. Make sure you have a plan on how to quickly get to those bomb shelters in case of any emergency or eventuality. If you can, move to the countrysides where there are not too many people in your state. If you can afford it. Leave the big city with all the glitz and all the lights. Go to if you can. If you also can, if it is convenient for you, go to Africa. We're not saying that Africa will be completely, left out of all of this, but Africa will be mostly safe. I can't even remember how many videos I've made where I've said these things. It's up to you now, not just in America, in Europe, in the UK, in parts of Europe, because the devastation that is coming will touch almost everywhere. Go and read Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39 so you can understand. Two sides, I've said it in my other videos, two sides, two polar sides. People are on the side of Palestine, people are on the side of Israel. And you can already see people who are on the side of Israel. I've talked about it in my previous video. Now you can already see now people who are going to be on the side of Palestine. They are working. They're getting ready. Forget about what you see happening right now. Israel is responding and doing all of that. And America is saying, no, don't get involved. Hezbollah will warn you, don't get involved. This one, don't get involved. It's not going to always be like that. A time is going to come when there will be a massive coordinated response. And then everything goes ballistic. Everything goes nuclear. Are you prepared? Are you ready? I'm doing all of this to prepare us. I am also preparing myself and my family, psychologically and otherwise. But you need to be sufficiently prepared because we are witnessing a historic moment in our lives today, right now. May God help and protect all of us from all of this. God bless you.